This video was recorded on the 27th of February 2020, and this is a line of people trying to buy masks at E-Mart in the subway station to prevent them from getting infected by coronavirus. And I've never seen anything like this before in my life. And I was in the streets of Hongdae that day, and I couldn't see many people around, as you have just seen in this video. It was around 5:30, and I checked out some stores to see if I can, get some things that I wanted to buy. And at a store and on the streets, there were not many people. It was around 5:30 p.m., so this time should be the peak time when people start to gather together to, have a party, go to the restaurant, eat, drink, whatever they want. But look at this. People are wearing masks. You cannot find anybody without wearing masks. So this is just out of exit number 9, and this is the street of Hongdae. You don't see many people. There are some people who have just finished shopping on the left, and obviously there are not many people. This street literally is usually filled with people, busking, dancing, taking pictures, so many exciting stuff or loud stuff. So what's up with Korea, and how is Korea dealing with coronavirus? Well, it has definitely affected Korea big time in every way. If you go to public places, you don't see many people around. Even some places like big shopping malls have been shut down. Workers, especially many office workers, work from home. Schools are closed and will be closed for the next 2 weeks. But what is really shocking to me is that coronavirus has increased at a tremendous rate. I can't believe this. Well, now the news says that there is one church group called the New Heaven and Earth, and 1,600 members of the church with respiratory symptoms were getting examined this afternoon, but now the number has increased to 2,500, meaning that there are many more showing respiratory symptoms. But the thing is, they have another 65,000 students, so they will have to be called by the government officials and interviewed if they show any symptoms. So that's one big thing. Now, apart from those church members, 30,000 people in Korea are waiting for their turn to be tested. So these people think that they may have been infected by the virus. Another big situation is that there has been shortage of masks. So they were extremely hard to get. Even if you can get one, they are more than $3.5, so very expensive. But not because Korea doesn't have enough masks, but because of malicious, really bad, corrupt distributors who want to make a lot of money after having hidden them for a long time, and the price of the masks goes up, and then they will, start distributing the masks. That way they will, make a lot of money. So many Korean people have been upset about that, situation. So the government has announced today, this afternoon, that they are going to distribute masks by their force in Daegu and Gyeongbuk province area, with 1,045,000 masks, and all over Korea, they will distribute 1,250,000 masks or so. But you have to buy one, of course. And this may be very surprising to you. Most of the infected ones are from Daegu area. So 50% of the entire infected ones are from Daegu. So this is amazing, and this is quite sad and shocking. And even major personnel at Daegu disease control tower got affected. And because of this, many people were upset. You know why? because he later revealed that he was one of the church members. That's why people were so upset. He was the personnel who shouldn't lie and who had to work hard for the government and for people. So people were very furious about his dishonesty, and it was kind of late for him to speak to the press that he was one of the church members. He is one of the most important personnel, but he was one of the church members. He went to the meetings, and you never know if he got infected or not. But still, he was working with the government officials, with his co-workers, to deal with coronavirus in Daegu. So that made a lot of people in Daegu upset. So on the 24th of February, there were 833 people who got infected by coronavirus. But on the 27th of February, yesterday, there was a new record, which was 1,595 in the morning. But later that day, the number changed to 1,766. So just in one day, there were 200 people around who newly got infected by the virus. Today, 28th, now it's getting night, 2,337 got infected and 14 people died. And today, 571 new members were infected by the virus. So basically now, how do Korean people feel about the virus and overall thing? Well, many Koreans are very, very, very upset about the church members because this is the situation. They had the big meeting in Wuhan, China in December, and they brought the virus here in December or January because a lot of them started to coming back to Korea, and they had meetings big time, especially in Daegu. BBC has also mentioned that they may have been the major source of bringing and spreading the virus in Korea. But the problem doesn't stop here because they kept on holding meetings over and over again. And later, even after the government told them not to have meetings, they had meetings. And when they said they didn't have meetings, they did. And they have secret means of communication. So they secretly meet somewhere else. And many Korean people were wondering about why they didn't announce themselves as the infected or like possibly infected. And according to some sources, I'm not sure about this because I don't know their church principles, but they think if they show some signs of disease or like respiratory symptoms, they think it's a sign of weakness, like spiritually weak. Does that make sense? So they haven't reported about their symptoms. So by not talking to other people or to the government about their symptoms, they made it only worse. That's why it became worse and worse. They kept on meetings. They secretly communicate with one another. They get messages from their, priest or pastor, a pastor, I think. Yeah, that's why it's so messed up in Korea now. And let me tell you another thing. Doctors have a hard time too, as a lot of doctors all over Korea have been recruited to work in Daegu and Gyeongbuk province. So a lot of doctors have been exhausted and they work really, really hard. Many people in Korea are thankful to them. What about other Korean people? Most Korean people are extremely careful. Almost every single person is wearing a mask, and I am too. If something happens in your area, like somebody is getting examined for the virus, or somebody has been announced to be infected by the virus officially, then everybody freaks out and more people do not come out in the street. That is what's happening. So I keep getting emergency alerts on my phone about the new situations. As a result of the virus, Korea has been divided more than ever before. Well, the ruling party thinks that it may have been, caused by the influx of Chinese people and also by the church members. Whereas The opposition parties think that it is mainly because of China. Well, I don't want to be involved in this. I don't know. You decide. BBC says something about that. I think I trust that more from BBC. This New Heaven and Earth Church has over 212,000 members in Korea. They have slightly over 33,000 members abroad, and they have 65,000 students. I teach English for work at a cafe in Shindorim Technomart near Shindorim subway station, and there was almost nobody. It was very, very quiet, like you see now. There's nobody. So I felt pretty weird about what's happening in Korea. I thought it was like more like a horror film because I have never seen anything like this before. I think Korea has been dealing with coronavirus pretty well. If the church members has not caused much trouble, I think everything must have been a lot better, because I literally saw the number was staying at 25. I really hope everything will be back on track, so a lot of people from other countries, you guys, come visit Korea, enjoy fully without worrying a bit about coronavirus. So thank you very much for watching this video, and please subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. Thank you. I will come back with more interesting and fun videos. So peace.